So welcome back to our part 3 of our Everyday Hero Meditation Challenge with me, Ellie Latrobe. So the next 3 days we're going to be developing our mental faculty even further. We've done our breathing and now we're going to develop our capacity to concentrate and to imagine. These are essential skills in being a creative human being, regardless of whether we're a meditator or not. When we are concentrated on one thing, we are completely there. Think about how you talk to people. Can you be fully present to someone when they're talking? Are you fully listening, or are you thinking about the next thing you want to say? Are you thinking about other things that are going on in your life? Are you thinking about the news? Are you thinking about your worries, your fears, the challenges? And when we're fully present, when we're fully focused on someone, the other person feels something different from us. It's like they can feel that everyday hero in us talking to the everyday hero in them. This is soul communication. It's like if I look at you fully with my eyes in a non-freaky way, you can pick up a part of who I am, which is not scattered in thoughts that distract me from who I really am, and my individual, and also in my relationships. So everything that we do in these meditations, I'm hoping that you can take into your everyday life. Today, obviously, the power of concentration is pretty obvious. And then imagination is maybe less obvious. We need imagination to be able to, firstly, create new ideas, new visions, be able to look at the world in different ways, to look at our own lives in different ways, to see things that we come across in different ways, see problems as solutions, see difficulties as opportunities. We lose this capacity for imagination as we are kind of beaten into a mold, a society mold, a family mold, whatever this, sometimes we call it conditioning, whatever that conditioning is that we've been brought up, these fixed beliefs, they stop us imagining anything outside of that box. So we want to be able to be imaginative because of that. But not only for that reason, but also so that we can become more receptive to what I term our abstract mind. We have an abstract mind and we have a rational one. The rational part is the thing that thinks. And obviously we need a good, clear concentration so that we can think. If we're distracted, we're never able to think. Those of you with children will know that it's very hard to think when you have people asking for things all the time, right? And then our capacity to link our rational mind to our abstract mind depends a little bit on our ability to imagine. So it is connected directly to our intuition. Intuition arises in our mind as an abstract impression. It carries, like we've been talking about, our heart has a magnetism. It kind of impulses like that. It's like it has a draw. It creates it's electromagnetic field, man, but it doesn't have a physical form yet. And what our rational mind does, it takes that magnetic impression and it gives it color. And when it gives it color, it starts to create the image. So through our meditation practice, what we're striving to do, clear our channel to be able to focus one pointedly, open up to the impression which we receive, and we imagine, we create the form from that impression, and we draw it down to be communicated, to be heartfelt, to be digested, and ultimately to be excreted onto the physical plane. Yeah, that's what manifestation really is. It's just plain old spiritual excrement, right? So we're going to be doing just that today. We're going to need one prop. You'll probably have something in your room. For those of you who have candles, you candle people out there, grab your candle. No judgment, and if you don't have candles, equally no judgment, you're not a candle person. Grab an ornament, grab a book, You can even just use your finger or the chair in front of you if you're in a sparsely populated room right now. I'll let you get comfortable for a moment. And if you've got your chair, you can have your 2 feet down on it, or you can sit cross-legged. You can pause the video if you're trying to get your candle lit. Health and safety first. And if you're using your finger, just be conscious that your arm is going to be lifted. So, you know, if you want to put a pillow underneath your elbow, that's going to help you stop you getting distracted. You know what we were talking about? We want our physical body feeling comfortable enough so that we can concentrate. You know, that's just going to distract us otherwise. Okay. So taking a big breath in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And taking a gaze at your object or candle or finger. This is our point of tension. You know, energy follows thought. So where our attention is where our energy is going, right? So this is called our point of tension. And in this point of tension, we create, esoterically it's called a ring pass me not. Nothing is going to get in the way of me focusing on this one thing. Okay, physical body's not comfortable, get it comfortable. Emotional body's not ready. Big inhale again, exhale through your mouth. This is you, you're a warrior, you're going to battle, right? That's meditation is to start with anyway. So watching your breath and your point of tension that you're focused on. Watch the breath come in, watch the breath go out. Remember that slight drawing in of your navel, stopping yourself from losing energy, just all going to that one point of tension. What are the things you need to concentrate on today? You can devote this meditation this morning to what you need to send some energy to. Where does your focus and attention need to go? Energy follows thought. Whenever you notice a thought distracting you, let it go with your exhale. Breathe in some space. Exhale, let go of the thoughts, of the thinking, of the emotional coloration of whatever's going on in your life. Because that emotional quality is going to warp the impression that is trying to come through into your rational mind. Inhale fully, exhale completely. Breathe it in. Let it go. Breathe it in. Let it go. Each time letting go, and then closing your eyes, resting your palms, facing upwards on your knees, shoulders draw back. Bring that image with your imagination into your mind. Create the image of what you were just looking at in your mind. You can bring your thumb and first finger together to create a circuit with your thumb and your first finger. Watching your breath and keeping your concentration on that one thing you were just looking at. If you lose concentration, if you forget what it looks like, open your eyes, take it in again, draw it into your mind, and then close your eyes. Whatever it was, focusing on it in your mind's eye. Your soul has 3 seats. This is where it speaks to you in images and knowingness. In the chakra system, we call it ajna. So that image in our third eye, in our brow center. Watch what distracts you, let go of it with your exhale. Give it all your concentration. Create that point of tension. Practice it. Yeah, it's tough. Keep going, bringing it back over and over again. And when you're keeping it there, again, don't give yourself an ego trip. You're not the Dalai Lama just yet. Keep it focused there. Observe what distracts you. See if you can do this for another 5 breaths. Just that one thing, keep coming back. And our monkey mind keeps going, come back. What were you focusing on? What did you want to give your attention to? Breathe it in, breathe it out, breathe it in, and let it go. Now keep your concentration in your third eye, in that brow center. Imagine something red. Imagine something orange. Imagine something yellow. Imagine something green. Imagine something sky blue. Imagine something dark blue. Give it form. Imagine something indigo. Imagine something violet. Imagine how the ground feels. Imagine stamping on the ground. Imagine jumping on the ground. Imagine running on the ground. Imagine lying down on the ground. Imagine water running. Running slow, trickling, running fast. A torrent. Imagine that torrent running down a mountain. Imagine that torrent running down towards the gentle plains where it becomes a large, slow-flowing river. And imagine standing on the bank of that river. And imagine putting your foot into the river 1 and 2. Your choice, whether you go in a little further. Feel how that water feels. See how that water looks. Hear how that water sounds. Do you want to taste the water? Depends how clean that river is that you've imagined. And if you feel like you want to, take that water and wash your face. Maybe swim, maybe dive. Feel how that feels, physically, emotionally. And then when you're ready, come to the banks of the river. And there we're going to make a campfire. So get a match, light the match, feel the spark of heat to that little match. Don't get too close. Then we're going to light our kindling of a fire that we've prepared. And allow that fire to burn brightly. If you haven't put enough firelighters or wax on the fire, maybe put some on, put some more fuel on, and feel the fire burning a little brighter now. Warm your hands on that fire. Feel the warmth. Find some food to cook on the fire. And imagine what that looks like. Imagine what that smells like. And in your creative imagination, cook that food to perfection. Now see if you can change that food just like that to marshmallows. And just like that to sausages. And to a piece of toast. And there in front of you is a full picnic. And feast on whatever in that picnic you want to feast on. And when you're finished, stand up and feel the ground, the wet grass beneath your feet as you walk up the mountain a little, away from the river, up along a path, through some forests, up above the tree line, where you find yourself at the top of this mountain. You can decide how strong that breeze or wind is. You can clothe yourself in whatever you need to be comfortable up here in this breeze, and spread your fingers and feel the breeze. And then look up to the sky. The sky is starting to darken and the sun is setting. You feel the breeze on your skin, you feel your feet on the ground, and as you gaze up to the sky, it starts to become night and the stars start to become apparent. That which wasn't seen in day is starting to become observable by night. Observing what stage the moon is at. Noticing the brightest star. Feel the ground beneath you as you look up to that star and that moon. And as you open up your creative imagination to see what you need to see in the sky above you. What does the top of the mountain tell you? What does that space above you tell you right now? Don't fly off, keep your feet on the ground. What's your next step? What's the thing you need to know? Keep the concentration just on that open space, that sky above you, that night sky. Keep that concentration, that one-pointed focus. What do you need to know? What is your next step? Feeling your feet on the ground beneath you. How do you want to get down this mountain? You decide. And in your creative imagination, do that. Come back down to the river. And at the banks of the river, find a tree, a big tree. A tree with big roots and tall branches. This is the tree like the one we are trying to create in our imagination with our creative meditation. Touch that tree with your creative visualization. Feel the tree's heart. Feel the connection to your heart, that magnetic, soul-based sensation. And feel if you can take your mind into the tree and down into its roots. See if you can reflect that in your own body. Feeling that groundedness of that tree and the roots that that tree has and the roots that you have, that tree of knowledge and wisdom. And then see if you can feel through that trees up to its branches. Now this is really challenging, creative imagination. I know that, but practice, you can do this. Take yourself into the tree and up into its branches. See how tall you can go up through that tree's branches. Back down to its heart. And feel that connection with your heart, that magnetism. Keep your concentration there in your heart. And then rising up to your branches. See how tall you can get your branches. Open up, feel the branches reaching up to that night sky. Looking up into that place where we receive those impressions, and draw down through your branches to your heart what you need to know, what your next step is, what the thing you need to nurture this year is. And then down into your belly, your heart and your gut being the two other seats of your soul, bringing you that feeling, that intuitive feeling and that gut sense, yeah? The gut is like your second brain. Well, maybe third after your heart. Third brain. And even if you don't know what you received, just practice that visualization of drawing that in and in through the heart down into your gut. Where we then bring our focus into our gut for a couple of rounds of breath, allowing whatever we've received to digest. Drawing in our branches and our roots a little. And into your heart, bringing in a symbol. Asking for an image, paint it, color it. What color is it? What does it look like? What is it? And you may not see it, but you know it. You feel it. Don't expect some kind of mind-blowing supernova. It's a knowingness, it's subtle. Some very psychic mystics get those real explosions of seeing, but for most of us, it's a subtle sense of knowing. So know what that symbol is. And back into your third eye, bring that symbol. Maybe bring it into your rational brain now, asking what it is, what's it about, think about it. Let's abstract to rational. Concentrate on it. You can't think about it if you're distracted. And watching your breath. Your breath is now your meditation. Your breath is now your point of concentration. Let go of the symbol, let go of any visuals that you got during that. Come back, draw into your mind's eye that one pointed point of tension that you started with at the start, whether it was a candle, whether it was an ornament, whether it was your finger. See if you can create it back in your imagination again. And then very gently opening your eyes. So focusing back on that point of tension that you started with. Bringing your awareness fully to that one thing. And reminding yourself of the intention you set at the start. What is the thing that you want to focus on today, this week, this year, this lifetime? Maybe just start with today. Can you give this much attention to every activity that you partake in today? From brushing your teeth, to driving your car, to spending time with your children, with your phone, your conversations with your parents and your friends on the phone. Can you give them that attention? And then releasing your awareness, closing your eyes, rubbing your hands, and then just balming your eyes, rubbing your temple lobes. And turning your palms down, rubbing your legs, see how you feel. You notice something different here? A little bit shinier, a little bit clearer, and even if that was a challenge, hopefully. So the next 3 days, you don't have to listen to intro every day, just skip that. 3 days, see how you go, no judgment. So namaste, guys. Take care.